Welcome to another episode of PC Building Simulator. In the last episode, I built a very high-end $5,000 plus gaming PC. If you missed that episode and you want to go back and check it out, I will put a link up in the upper right-hand corner so you can do so. Let me hop into the email. Let's see what we can work on today. Let's do a fix. I think this one was due, 2 days. Let's do this one. It says, good day. There's something wrong with my PC. My daughter likes to take the RAM out and put it back in. Now it stopped working. Why the devil are you letting your daughter take the RAM out and put it back in? Anyway, I'm 90% sure it's the RAM. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the RAM too. I'm going to need it in 2 days at the latest. My PC lives on the floor, so I'm pretty sure it's full of dust. I like nice and shiny new components. Thanks, Thomas. All right, so we've got a dusty computer with broken RAM. Exciting. Oh, and maybe a broken air cooler here. It says replace RAM and replace the air cooler. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. For the air cooler, they've got an Arctic Freezer 33 Esports Edition in green. And for the RAM, Team Group T-Force Dark, 16 gig, 2400 megahertz. And two mismatched 2070 Supers. Alrighty. Okay, I'm pretty sure we can make that happen for Thomas. I'm going to go ahead and accept that one. And then I think there was one. Oh, let's do this one. Look at that budget. $6 grand. It says, hello. Would you be able to build me a new computer? I already ordered my copy of Counter-Strike Source. You had to order that? You don't just go on Steam and buy it. You ordered it? Like on a floppy disk? Or CD-ROM? I don't know. Can't wait. Can you get that done in 8 days? I worry about used parts. AMD components are meant to be the bomb. Okay, so you want an AMD computer that can play Counter-Strike Source, and you got a $6,000 budget. You're going to be playing Counter-Strike Source at like 1,000 FPS or more with that kind of budget. Holy cow. Okay, so they want the PC to play Counter-Strike Source at recommended spec, and they want it in 8 days. With that budget, I'm sure that'll happen. Let's take a quick look at Counter-Strike Source recommended spec. 2 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of VRAM, 2 gigs of storage, an AMD Ryzen 5 1600, and an AMD Radeon R9 390 8 gig. Yeah, so if we built the PC listed here, I'm not even sure we would spend $1 grand at this point. So we're going to build whatever we want with Pat's $6,000. I'm going to go ahead and accept that one because that's going to be fun. I'm going to build something really cool for that. So we need a CPU cooler and RAM for this one. And we're going to build something crazy for this one. Okay, I'm going to step away. I'm going to get the parts for that repair put into the shopping cart as well as this full build for Pat. As soon as I've got all the parts in there, I'll come back and we'll go through the parts list together. All right, so these top 2 things are for the repair. We've got the Arctic Freezer Esports Edition CPU cooler and the Team Group T-Force Dark, what was it, 16 gig, 2400 megahertz or something like that RAM for the repair. For the build, we're going to go with the MSI MPG X570 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi motherboard and AMD Ryzen 9 5900X. 4 sticks of G-Skill Trident Z, 8 gig, 4400 megahertz, because that is the fastest that motherboard will take. Look at how expensive each stick of that stuff is. $230. I would never pay that much for a stick of RAM. I'm sorry. It would not happen. For storage, we're going to go with the HyperX Fury RGB SSD, 480 gigs. A Thermaltake Smart Pro RGB 850 watt power supply. We're going to put it all in the Radeon Tech NYX Pro case in Titan. I'm not sure I've ever built in that case. The astute of you may have noticed that we're missing a few things, so guess what? I'm going to custom water cool this build in this case that's, well, fairly hard to custom water cool in because it's got a bunch of angles and like the graphics card sits on one side of the case and the motherboard sits on the other, and yeah, you'll see. You'll see. If you haven't built in it, you'll see. For the water cooling parts, we've got an EK RGB CPU block, an EK RGB reservoir, 2 EK SE360, that's the 360 millimeter radiators. Those also have RGB fans. And for the graphics card, well, there wasn't one. There wasn't one that was EK water cooled, so I'm going with the Corsair Radeon RX 6900 XT because he wants AMD parts. So there it is. It is exactly a $6,000 build. If you add everything up, not including the delivery charges. Comes up to $6 grand on the nose. Let's go ahead and buy all of this. Let's come back here. Let's make sure we've got all that for next day delivery. We'll buy all of that, maybe. There we go. All right, I'm going to close this stuff out because we don't need it anymore. This is all ready. This is in transit. Let me go in the day and we'll get all of our stuff and we can get to work and we can build this crazy build to play CS Source with a $6,000 budget in a case that is, well, not fun to water cool in. Okay, here's our stuff. And we got a case fan and a stick of RAM from PC Bay. So there we go. I'm going to grab the Post-it note because it needs to go on this workbench. The one I always do my builds on, the middle workbench. This would be the case. Yep. There it is. It's a super cool looking case. Like, don't get me wrong. This case looks super cool. And once the build, you know, any build, once it's done in here, it looks really nice. But man, if you're custom water cooling it, it's really a pain to get the pipes, tubing, whatever, to run where you want them to go. All right, here's this dusty thing. It's got a weird line of dust. What is that? And why are there no fingerprints or anything on it? I mean, this person straight up said that their daughter likes to take the RAM out and pop it back in, which I would think would be incredibly hard with how close it is to the CPU cooler, which is coming out. So, I mean, you know, whatever. Look, they've got the crappy... Look at this bend. Look at how that's bent. The little SLI bridge, it's not even the right one. You need the high bandwidth for a 2070 Super. That's not even plugged into anything. The plug is this whole piece that goes across here. Yeah, that doesn't work. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Seriously. I'm taking a screenshot. I gotta have a screenshot of this. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, all fun and playing aside, let me get the dust out of here. Oh my gosh. I hope this looks even worse once it's been dusted. Okay. I was wondering if the dust was going to go away. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Okay. Are we fully dusted? Let me take this side off. Looks pretty clean. This is too much. Okay, let me get some thermal paste on the CPU. We're gonna put their new cooler in. Let's take a look here. Theirs is broken, so we'll get the new one put on. And then their stick of RAM. Their stick of RAM should be down here. That one's broken. The new one is not. Alright, we'll stick it right back in the slot it was in. Let me cable up the CPU cooler. I mean, this thing should be ready to go. Let me hop in the BIOS just in case. I mean, their RAM's already running at 2400 megahertz. So, I mean, XMP's not going to do anything. So we're good to go. Let this thing reboot. And I just can't. I can't stop laughing over that SLI bridge. That's too much. Let me get this side panel on. This thing's done. Let me get this side panel on. Okay. Okay. Hold on. They've got two 2070 Supers, and their 3D Mark score is only 2,857. All right. Whatever. Whatever. This is going in the delivery area. That is a cursed PC. Seriously. Seriously. Okay. I want to work on this build because it's going to take a bit. Let me get everything taken off here. Let's see. This needs to open up. This needs to come off. Does this need to open or do I leave it closed? Let's get radiators. Let's get radiators put in first. Okay, so we've got two of these EK Coolstream SE 360 RGB radiators. Okay, that won't go in there while it's open. I know it will go in there. Let me close it. Let's close it. And there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we got our two radiators in. Let me go ahead and get the reservoir in as well. We've got the EK 140 Revo D5 RGB radiator reservoir. I think, yeah, it goes right here. So we got plenty of room. Plenty of room for all the good stuff. Okay. Let's go back to parts. I'm going to grab the motherboard, which I'm hoping these colors on the motherboard kind of match the gray of this, but I don't think it's going to. We're about to see. Sort of. Sort of. It's got a little more blue. Got a little more blue in it, but I think it'll be all right. I think it'll be all right. Okay, so we've got 4 sticks of RAM. Let me get all these opened up. And then we're not doing any kind of NVMe drive because well, I spent the budget on water cooling. Could have had a bunch of NVMe drives, but I thought water cooling would be more fun, so he could really push this thing with overclocking and get like, you know, I don't know, a million FPS. So, fits this PC. Let's get the 5900X installed. That's the 12-core Ryzen. And then, let's get RAM. Let's get RAM. We've got 4 sticks of the G-Skill Trident ZRGB, 8 gig, 4400 megahertz. I don't know if in real life Ryzen, or at least the 5000 series, what it does with RAM this fast. I don't know if it can utilize it or not, but he's getting it. He's getting it. Okay, so before I forget, thermal paste, and then I want to go ahead and get the CPU block installed. So we've got the EK Supremacy Evo RGB nickel block. Obviously, that's going to light up. There we go. Very nice. This thing's going to be a nightmare. They're putting a water-cooled GPU over on this side, and I'm going to have to try to come through this little slot right here with tubing. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. All right. Let me get power supply. I want the power supply next. We've got the Thermaltake Smart Pro RGB 850 watt power supply, which should be plenty for this build. I'm going to go ahead and put this PSU shroud on here. There we go. PSU is mounted. Okay, let me come around to this side of the PC, and I want to go ahead and get the storage installed, and then we'll get the graphics card in there, and then we can start piping this thing up. For storage, we've got the HyperX Fury RGB 480 gig standard SSD. They can mount there. They can mount up here as well. I just figured maybe down here the cords or the cabling won't be quite as noticeable, but we'll see. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, custom water cooling shop. Water-cooled GPUs. We're looking for the 6900 XT. There it is. What is this? I've got a 3070. I didn't know I had all of these in stock. Vega 56, couple of Well, that's a regular 1070, a 1070 Ti. Two 2080 Ti's. Those are nice. Huh. Okay. Oh, there's another 1070 Ti. Well, anyway, we're using the RX 6900 XT with the Corsair block. Okay, will not mount up in that one, so we're going to put it right there. I think that is it for parts. It's time to cable and pipe. I'm going to do piping first. And let's see. Maybe we'll do some clear rigid with kind of fittings. With the black nickel. I want something dark. I just don't know if I want full-on black fitting. Maybe these Corsair black ones. Okay, what does this black nickel look like? Let's just do one here. Does that say out? That says out. Not that it really matters, but we're going to run from here to here. And let's see what one of those fittings looks like. It's a little shinier. It's a little shinier than what I want. Let's undo that. Okay, let's just try the black. Oops. Let's get a fitting to show up. Yeah, I think the black's going to be the way to go. Okay, I want this to come down here. And some of these are going to get crazy, so I'll probably just step away. May not say anything. I may just do a cut and step away and get these to work. This doesn't look too bad. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and accept that one. Then, let's see. Then we're going to come out of this block and up into the top radiator. This is how I'm going to move from this side of the case, because it'll go through this radiator, and then we've got a fitting on this side. So this is how we're going to come through here and over to this side of the case. So let me get this looking right, and I'll be right back. Okay. I think I like the way this looks. Let me go ahead and accept that one. Kind of like the parallel lines I've got here. So then I'm going to come around over to this side, and we're going to run from this side of the radiator into the graphics card, and yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and accept that one. So then we're going to come out of the graphics card, and this is where it starts to get fun. We're going to go into this front radiator. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to step away. I'm going to get this fixed the way I want it, and then I'll be right back.
20 minutes later.
Okay, I am pretty happy with that. I think I'm as close to being even with the one on the other side of it as I can be. And, well, whatever this had to do to come through that little opening there, I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Let me go ahead and accept that one. And then finally, we're going to go from here to here. And that's going to finish the loop. But again, I've got to do a bunch of crazy bends. So once I've got those done, I'll come right back and show you. All right, that's about as good as I can get that one. Let's go ahead and accept that. This up here looks pretty bad, but I think once that's closed, oh, you're not even going to see it. Maybe you will a little bit. Maybe just from the top. I think it'll be okay, though. I think it will be okay. Okay, now I need to cable this thing up. And I'm thinking maybe something with a red and black, possibly. Let's see. We've got ketchup, mustard. Some of these cable colors just don't work for me. I mean, we've got this, the duo. We've got a striped. I don't care much for the striped. I prefer the duo a little bit more, I think. It just makes it stand out a little bit better. However, this isn't bad. The red, blue, black. I just don't really have much blue in this build, so don't know how that's going to look. That's actually not half bad. It brings a little bit of color into this build that doesn't have a whole lot of color in it. Okay, we'll cable this up with this. If I hate it, I can always remove all the cables. Okay, let me get everything cabled up here. Let's see, that's our SSD. Got the graphics card over here. Yeah, that's not half bad. I actually kind of like that. Now the real issue is, what color should we put in the loop? Should we do red? Should we do white? Blue? Black? Nah, black's not going to show up. Black's not going to show up. You know what? Let's do this too. Let's sell all these broken parts for $5. Custom water cooling, coolant. Red seems too obvious because this is an AMD build. So I mean, we've got these reds. What about blue? I mean, blue's kind of, you know, blue's kind of Intel. So I don't know if we want to do blue. Black, I mean, I don't think black's going to work. And then white. Okay, let's go back to red. But let's not do like a UV. Maybe we'll do like the clear red. So it just has a hint of red. This might not look too bad. Then we can do some red lights, and that'll tie in all the red. Okay, while that's running through, let me go ahead and get a USB drive installed here. There's really not much parts to put back on this thing. If I put all the parts on, then we can't see all the stuff. It's got those little wings that kind of obscure. So, okay, let's power it up. Obviously, we're going to have to change some colors. Let me hop into the BIOS because I know this BIOS is not, 3200 megahertz RAM. We've got 4400 megahertz. So let's turn XMP on. Let this thing reboot, install the OS. And, I mean, some of this stuff's already read. The only thing that isn't is the Corsair block on the GPU. Oh, and I guess the power supply is purple. Lighting. Now it's just, you know, strobing RGB. And the motherboard has a little bit of light on the back I didn't notice. Okay. Okay. We'll change that. Let's just make everything red. That does look better. That looks better. Okay. We're going to leave it like that. I do need to get all these side panels put back on. And then, oh, that's the wing for the other side. Here we go. There's that one. And there's that one. There we go. Okay, so this thing's done. I don't know what kind of FPS he's going to get in Counter-Strike Source, but I can promise you it's going to be over 1,000. It's going to be well over 1,000. This build turned out really nice. I like the custom water cooling in it. The colors. It's pretty sweet. Pretty dang sweet. All right. This is done. Let's go put this in the delivery area and we can collect some money. It is that time. It is that time to collect money. Oh, and rent is due. Well, let's get money first, then we'll collect rent. So here's the one with the broken RAM, broken air cooler, and dusty. 5 stars. I'm very happy with my RAM, and they cleaned it up really nicely. Okay. Yes, we did. It was quite dusty. It was quite dusty. And then here's the $6,000 build for Counter-Strike Source, where he's already ordered his copy. 5 stars. I really love the new PC. Awesome. Got some more builds here. Got rent due. Let's pay our $500. We've received your $500. Hope you enjoyed your month. We did. We did. Anything here? Maybe. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. Don't care about the fan. Don't care about that RAM. I'll take that 4800 megahertz RAM. And sure, why not? Sure, why not? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked it, the thumbs down button if you didn't. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and ring the bell if you want to be notified of videos as soon as they go live. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe out there, guys. And I will see you in the next episode.